Hello, geometry. Here we go with lesson 5, the last lesson on surface area. We're going to move on to volume next. Now, you may not have noticed, but in lessons 2, 3, and 4, the title was surface areas, plural. Now it's surface area, singular, of a sphere. All right. So, first of all, what's a sphere? It's a ball, right? You've known that probably. It's a little more technical though. A sphere, it represents the set of all points that are equidistant to the center. The distance from the sphere, so the outer part of the ball, to the center is called the radius. You're probably thinking, well, that sounds awfully familiar, because it is very similar to the definition of a circle. The only difference is that a sphere is three-dimensional. I'm just going to do capital D. Sphere is 3D, and a circle is 2D. So they really have the same idea behind them, though. From the center to the circle is a definition of a circle, is a definition of a radius. From the center to any point on the sphere is still a radius. It just has 3 dimensions. Now, if I could take a piece of paper and cut through a sphere, like I just did there down below, the intersection is a circle. Okay, so you see how that right there is a circle? It makes, when you intersect a sphere, you're going to make a circle. Okay, the plane that intersects at the center of the sphere is called a great circle. Okay, the circumference of a sphere, because a sphere can be made into lots of different circles, right? So you see that there's 2 circles on the one right below. Is the circumference this distance, or is it this one? Okay, well, the circumference of a sphere is equal to the circumference of the great circle. So you got to look at a great circle to find the circumference of a sphere. Okay, basically the biggest one. You can see that the great circle is bigger than any of the other circles. In this picture, I show you a couple different ways you can see a radius. The radius of the great circle, shown with that R, is the same as the radius of the sphere, which is shown here. It doesn't have to stay on that great circle. It actually could go to any point on the sphere, up, down, out towards you. Okay, it's kind of hard to show to 3-dimensional and a 2-dimensional paper here, but the radius can go front, back, up, down, left, right, diagonal, as long as it's from the center to the sphere. Now, I'm not going to develop this one. There is a video that can show it, but the surface area of a sphere is given by the formula 4 pi r squared. One variable. Notice that there is no lateral area. That was what I was talking about at the beginning here. Why does it not have lateral area? This is because a sphere has no base. And because of this, there's no base, then there's no lateral faces. Okay, that's why there's only one surface area. There's no lateral area and surface area. It's just surface area. Hence the name of this lesson. Find the surface area of each sphere in terms of pi. The first one is very straightforward. The radius is 6. So 4 pi 6 squared. So 6 squared is 36. 36 times 4 is 144 pi meters squared. Next one, almost as quick. Diameter is 18, therefore radius is 9, so 4 pi 9 squared. 9 squared is 81, times 4 is 324 pi meters squared. Okay, pretty straightforward there. One more problem on the back, and then we're done. I find this one to be kind of cool. We're going to find the surface area of Earth to the nearest square mile. Given that the equator is about 24,902 miles long. Now, what does that mean? The equator would represent the great circle because it's in the middle of the Earth. It's going to be the biggest circle around Earth. It's the longest line of latitude. So if I walk along the outside of the Earth, 24,902 miles is what I'm going to walk. That represents my circumference. So 24,902 represents the circumference. Well, the circumference is 2 pi r. So to get r, I'm going to divide by 2 pi. Okay. When I divide by 2 pi, you got to be very careful when you do that. Okay. Because when you type it in, you got to do 24,902 divided by, but you got to open parentheses because you want to divide by all of 2 pi. If you don't put parentheses, what it's going to do is it's going to do 24,902 divided by 2, take that answer and multiply it by pi, which is not going to make any sense. What I get is that the radius of Earth is 3,963.3 miles. Okay. So that's the radius. Now I'm going to use that with my area. So I'm going to take that number, I'm going to square it, and then I'm going to multiply it by 4 pi. And I get a very, very large number. I get 19738 7017.5. So to the nearest square mile would be 19738 8 miles squared. We'll go ahead and put the commas just to show you how big this number is. It's 197,387,018 square miles. Kind of fun. You do need to know how to do that right there, though. Okay, that's it. For surface area, we'll move on to volume with lesson 6.